She woke up on the bathroom tile at 4:03 am. She couldn't move her legs. Her cheek was pressed against cold marble. Her mouth tasted metallic. Her tongue felt too thick. The last thing she remembered was tea. 9:17 p.m., same time as every night. Same ceramic cup. Same small tray. Same man smiling as he handed it to her. By the time the building manager found her, $402,000 was gone. And so was he. This is Rafe Quinn. In June of 2024, I received an email from a woman in Minnesota. Subject line: my sister almost died in Dubai. Attached to a hospital, toxicology reports, elevated arsenic markers, benzodiazepines in her bloodstream. Chronic exposure pattern. Not accidental, not acute. Weeks, possibly months. Police had investigated. Charges were filed, then reduced, then dismissed. Insufficient proof of intent. The man at the center of it left the country 3 weeks later. But the pattern didn't leave with him. Because 6 months after her collapse, a woman in Ontario filed a complaint. Different name, different photos. Same profession listed in his bio. Samey relocation conversation. Samey suggestion of a joint account. And every night, at exactly 9:17 p.m., a message. Tea time. That's when I stopped looking at this as an isolated poisoning case and started looking at it as structure. Lauren Whitaker was 43 when she moved to Dubai in September of 2023. Guidance counselor, Minneapolis, divorced, no children, owned her home outright. No debt, stable savings, retirement account. Friends described her as cautious, not impulsive, the kind of woman who double-checks but tracts before signing, which is why what happened next doesn't make sense at first glance. She met Omar Rahman online in February. He didn't rush her. That's important. He didn't push for phone numbers on day one. Didn't ask for money. Didn't declare love in week 2. He waited. They video called for months. He asked about her work, asked about her students, remembered small details. When she mentioned feeling stuck in Minnesota winters, he didn't promise fantasy. He said Dubai had international schools, said counselors were in demand, said she'd thrive there. He framed relocation as opportunity, not rescue. That difference matters. By August, Lauren made a decision. She listed her house. It sold in 18 days. The market was strong. That wasn't irrational. She liquidated her savings and retirement accounts, accepted tax penalties. That wasn't reckless. She believed she was reallocating for a shared future. Total transferred, $402,000. Omar suggested opening a joint account in Dubai. He explained exchange rates, visa deposits, housing contracts, utility guarantees. It sounded organized, planned. Adult, she agreed, transferred the funds before flying. That detail would matter later. The first week in Dubai felt normal, exciting even. New apartment, new routines. Omar drove her to visa appointments, introduced her to friends, cooked dinner, and on the 3rd of October, he brought her tea. 9:17 p.m. He said it would help her adjust, sleep better. Dubai time zones can be rough, he said. Chamomile. She thought it was thoughtful. A ritual. The next night, same time, 9:17. The next night, 9:17. Predictability. Predictability creates comfort. Comfort lowers suspicion. 3 days after the tea began, Lauren woke up with a metallic taste in her mouth. She Googled Dubai mineral water composition, switched bottled water brands, changed toothpaste. Didn't mention poisoning. That would have been absurd. A week later, she felt deep fatigue, jet lag, she told herself. Climate adjustment, new environment. Her friends back home said international moves are exhausting. That explanation fit. Then came the tremor. Her hand shook while typing an email. She blamed caffeine. Switched to decaf. That's what rational people do. They search for ordinary explanations first. Meanwhile, her job application stalled. International schools responded with strange rejections. Verification discrepancy, licensing irregularity. She contacted the Ohio board directly. They confirmed her credentials were clean. No complaints. No investigation. But the rejection emails came from reply addresses that didn't match official domains. She assumed third-party HR vendors. Outsourced hiring systems. Different formatting overseas. Reasonable explanations. Omar said hiring cycles slow before winter. Said she didn't need to rush into work. Said she should enjoy the transition. That sounded supportive, not controlling. The first withdrawal from the joint account was $7,500. Business obligation, Omar said, temporary. Reimbursement pending. The next was $12,000. Then $18,000. Each had a reason. Each had context. When Lauren tried logging in herself, she got security errors. Too many login attempts, authentication reset required. She'd recently mistyped her password. That made sense. Omar said he'd handle it. He had access. He sent her statements. At first, by late October, her hands shook daily. Her thoughts felt slow. She forgot conversations mid-sentence. She scheduled a doctor appointment. Omar drove her. The doctor ran routine labs. Nothing dramatic. Mild anomalies. Could be stress. Could be dietary. The doctor asked if she'd been exposed to pesticides or heavy metals. She laughed. Number, Omar smiled. Said he worked in logistics. Office-based. The doctor made a note. Didn't report. Couldn't prove anything. They left. On the 2nd of November, Lauren searched for flights to Minneapolis, one way. Departure within 48 hours. The search history was there later. Time is stamped. She doesn't remember searching, but she must have. That same night, the tea tasted slightly bitter. She drank it anyway. Woke up 18 hours later. Omar said she had the flu. She believed him, because believing him was less terrifying than the alternative. By the time she forced a password reset and accessed the joint account directly, $310,000 was gone. Only $68,000 remained. She confronted him. He stayed calm. High. Return short-term investment. Funds offshore. Confidential agreements. She asked for documentation. He said soon. Always soon. The collapse happened 3 days after she whispered to her sister on the phone. Something feels wrong. That night, the tea arrived at 9:17. At 4:03 a.m., she woke up on the floor, unable to move. 2 hours later, a building manager found her. The apartment door hadn't fully latched. Omar wasn't home. Concerned, surprised, cooperative. Hospital toxicology showed benzodiazepines, elevated arsenic markers, chronic exposure, not a single lethal dose, microdosing over time. Control first, collapse later, Paulus investigated. Financial transfers had digital consent trails. No video of tea preparation. No witnesses, no direct proof of administration. Charges were filed, then reduced, then dismissed. Insufficient proof of intent. Omar left the country 3 weeks later. Profile deleted. Phone disconnected. Money fragmented across jurisdictions. 6 months later, Ontario. A guidance counselor. Same age range, same profession. Same relocation pitch. And every night at 9:17 p.m., tea time. That's when this stopped being about a single woman who didn't see it coming and started looking like a blueprint. 3 weeks before the collapse, someone else noticed. Her name was Monica. Lauren's friend from Minneapolis. They'd worked together for 9 years. Monica happened to be in the UAE for a conference, a suggested meeting for dinner. Lauren almost canceled. She was tired, headache, nausea, but she went. Monica noticed immediately. Lauren looked thinner, paler. Her hands trembled slightly when lifting her glass. "You okay?" Monica asked. Lauren smiled, just adjusting. Omar arrived halfway through dinner. Charming, calm, attentive. He ordered for the table in Arabic, paid the bill before anyone could reach for it. Monica declined when he offered to bring tea back at the apartment. She said she had an early morning. Later that night, Monica texted Lauren, "Something feels off. I don't know what, just off." Lauren stared at the message for a long time. She didn't respond. 3 days later, she replied, "You don't know him like I do." That sentence appears again in another complaint. Different woman, different country, same defense. 2 weeks before the collapse, the doctor hesitated. It was the second visit. Lauren's tremors were worse, the metallic taste constant. The doctor reviewed prior labs, arsenic markers slightly elevated, still within ambiguous range, not definitive. He asked again about environmental exposure, old plumbing, industrial chemicals. Imported supplements. Lauren said no. Omar answered most questions, calm, confident. Explained she'd been stressed, moving countries, financial pressure. The doctor looked at them both, made another note, suggested follow-up testing in 2 weeks. No report filed. Without proof, suspicion becomes paperwork. Paperwork rarely moves fast. Lauren left the clinic holding Omar's hand. That matters. She left with him. 10 days before the collapse, Lauren almost left. Her sister sent her money for a return flight. Just in case. Lauren opened the booking page, selected a seat, didn't confirm. She closed the tab. She later said it felt dramatic, overacting. People don't flee marriages over stress, she told herself. That night, 9:17, tea arrived. She drank half, felt heavier than usual. The next morning, she couldn't remember large parts of the evening. Omar said she'd been exhausted, slept deeply. He sounded concerned. Concern neutralizes suspicion. The financial structure tightened. When Lauren requested direct access to the joint account, Omar suggested something practical. "Let's simplify," he said. He proposed consolidating login credentials under one device to avoid lockouts. He said the bank's fraud system flags foreign IP switches. That's true. Banks do that, she agreed. After that, statements came only through him, small shifts. Known dramatic, each defensible, together restricting. When I reviewed digital logs months later, something stood out. The first large withdrawal, $18,000, occurred 12 minutes after a 9:17 message. The next significant transfer, also within 15 minutes of 9:17. Correlation doesn't equal causation, but repetition suggests structure. Now here's the part police didn't initially connect. 3 years earlier, in Vancouver, a woman filed a financial exploitation complaint. No poisoning allegations, just money loss. She described a nightly ritual. Video calls at exactly 9:17 p.m. He'd say, "Tea time helps me unwind." Different name, same praising. Case stalled, no cross-border cooperation. No shared database for behavioral patterns. Isolated complaints remain isolated until someone connects them. 7 days before the collapse, Lauren found something in the apartment closet. A scarf, not hers, different size, different perfume. When she asked about it, Omar didn't hesitate, said it belonged to a cousin who'd stayed temporarily. That explanation fit. Dubai has transient housing. Family visits often. She accepted it because the alternative required dismantling her entire new reality. Most people protect their reality, even when it's cracking. The Ontario woman, the one who contacted police later, reported something similar. She visited Dubai briefly, said she noticed women's toiletries in the bathroom that weren't hers. When she asked, he said they were from a previous tenant. Same palm tone, same lack of defensiveness. Consistency builds credibility, even when the story shifts. 5 days before Lauren collapsed, she asked directly, "Are you taking my money?" He didn't yell, didn't panic. He looked hurt. That's what she remembered most. He said, "You think I'd risk everything for that?" He framed himself as the vulnerable one. Trust reversal is powerful. The accuser becomes the aggressor. The manipulator becomes the misunderstood partner. She apologized. That night, 9/17, T again. When toxicology results came back, investigators focused on chemical sourcing. They found pest control purchases under Omar's Emirates ID, low-dose arsenic compound, legal available. Defense argued it was for household maintenance, hard to disprove. The benzodiazepines, prescribed to a different individual months earlier. Pill bottles never recovered. No fingerprints on preparation surfaces. Ambiguity protects the prepared. The most unsettling detail didn't appear in the hospital report. It appeared in chat archives. Across 15 complaints in 4 countries, investigators identified identical language patterns, not similar, identical, transition together, partnership relocation, tea time. And this line, "You don't understand him like I do." The victims defending him to someone else. The same phrasing, across borders, across years. Patterns replicate because they work. Lauren survived, but survival isn't resolution. She lost $334,000. Her neurological symptoms persist. No conviction, no restitution. And the man tied to each pattern, never charged in more than one jurisdiction at a time. Cases too thin individually, too fragmented collectively. 3 weeks ago, an IP address associated with one of his prior accounts pinged from a cafe in Sharjah. New profile, new name, new photo. Bio reads, logistics consultant, Dubai free zone, looking for meaningful connection. Last active message, 9:17 p.m. tea time. When I mapped the 15 complaints side by side, something surfaced the police reports hadn't emphasized. It wasn't just the tea. It wasn't just the joint accounts. It wasn't even the relocation. It was the profession. Out of 15 women across 4 countries, 9 worked in education, 6 were counselors or guidance advisors, 3 were social workers, 2 were in human resources. All were in caregiving or advisory roles. That's not coincidence. That's targeting. People trained to listen. People trained to give second chances. People trained to interpret behavior generously. Empathy can be weaponized. Lauren wasn't selected randomly. She was selected because of how she thought. Her online posts showed school events, fundraisers, student success stories, long captions about mentorship and patience. He didn't approach women posting luxury travel. He approached women posting about helping others. That distinction matters. Across archived chats, a pattern emerged in his first messages. Not compliments about appearance, not flirtation, respect. I admire what you do. Counselors change lives. You must have so much patience. He mirrored their values back to them, not their beauty, their identity. People defend those who validate their identity. The Ontario woman fit the same structure. Guidance counselor, divorced, no children, home owner, financially stable. emotionally open. In her case, he suggested they co-author a counseling blog together. A joint project, intellectual partnership. Before suggesting relocation, before mentioning money, he builds professional alignment first, romantic second, financial third, dependency fourth. The order never changes. Now here's something else police missed initially. Time zones. Dubai is 8 hours ahead of Toronto, 9 ahead of Minneapolis. Depending on daylight saving, 9:17 p.m. Dubai time is mid-morning in North America, which means when he says tea time, at 9:17 he's controlling the rhythm of their day. They adjust their schedules to match his, wake earlier, sleep later. Reorient routines around his clock. Subtle dominance, framed as romance. When Lauren moved, that rhythm became physical. Tea at 9:17 transfers shortly after. Symptom onset shortly after. Financial drain synchronized with biological decline. Routine reduces resistance. When something happens every day at the same time, the brain stops flagging it. It becomes background, and background is where control thrives. Investigators eventually uncovered something else. He never targeted women with dependent children, never women with active custody obligations, never women deeply embedded in large family networks. The 15 cases shared another feature, limited immediate oversight. Not isolated, but not surrounded. No one physically present to observe gradual change. Distance is strategic. There's a term in behavioral profiling called staged scarcity. Create the illusion that connection is rare, that this partnership is unique. Across chats, he frequently used one phrase. Real connection is uncommon. He tells each woman she is different, then repeats identical scripts, predictability disguised as intimacy. Now, here's the part that shifts this from financial crime to engineered vulnerability. In 7 cases, including Lauren's, job verification interference occurred. Emails spoofed, references redirected, licensing confusion. Why sabotage employment? Because income restores autonomy. A paycheck creates exit capacity. Without employment, relocation becomes dependence. Dependence becomes leverage. Leverage becomes silence. When Lauren's passport renewal never processed, that wasn't oversight. It was timing. Without a valid passport, departure slows. Even if legally possible, psychologically it feels blocked. Barriers don't have to be locked doors. They just have to feel complicated. Complication discourages escape. Across jurisdictions, prosecutors struggled with intent. Was the arsenic deliberate? Was the medication self-administered? Were financial transfers consensual? Each case lacked one definitive piece, but collectively, the pattern forms intent. The problem is legal systems evaluate individually. Predators operate collectively. I interviewed a forensic behavioral analyst who reviewed the compiled cases. Her conclusion wasn't about poison, it was about sequencing. He escalates only after access is secured. Access to money, access to documents, access to accounts, access to sleep cycles, access to routine. Once access is consolidated, he introduces destabilization, physical, financial, psychological, not simultaneously, sequentially. So each change feels unrelated. Lauren said something in her final recorded statement that stayed with me. She said, "There was never one big red flag, just small inconveniences." That's the structure. Not shock, inconvenience. Login errors, hiring delays, minor illness, misplaced documents, each manageable. Until together they're immobilizing. In August 2024, a new profile appeared, different name, different face, semi-profession listed, semi-relocation pitch, semi-phrasing. Investigators traced the IP, temporary cafe Wi-Fi. No long-term registration. Disposable. Professional detachment. The Ontario woman stopped before transferring funds. But another account engaged 2 weeks later. New conversation, new target. Saw me script. Last recorded message pulled from server logs. 9:17 p.m. I made tea. Wish you were here. Lauren survived. The money is gone. The neurological damage remains. The case file remains open, but inactive. And somewhere tonight, another conversation is adjusting to a time zone it didn't choose. Another routine is forming. Another 9:17 alarm is being set. Not because tea is dangerous, but because repetition lowers defense. This is Midnight Ledger, where patterns matter more than confessions, and what someone repeats tells you more than what they deny.